Grammar and syntax. If you are doing BS English or MPhil or PhD, grammar and syntax, these are one of the core subjects in linguistics. So, what is syntax or what is grammar and syntax? Basically, grammar is the broader category which includes syntax and other subfields in it, while syntax is a subdomain of grammar that is part of grammar. Or, in other words, you can say that grammar is a broader system of sounds, of words, and syntax is one component which studies sentence construction, word order, and other related things. So, syntax is subdomain or subfield of grammar that you will have to keep in mind. Second thing is there are some misconceptions about when we're studying syntax or grammar. There are certain misconceptions, and what are those? First thing is syntax is not grammatical mistakes, or when you are studying it, it's not about knowing grammatical errors. Why? Because usually we study linguistics as an like with the Anglocentric angle. Or if you make it broader, linguistics is studied as Eurocentric. Well, grammar or syntax, that is not. It should not be taught, it should not be studied with an angle of Anglocentrism. We should keep it as a broader field that is different in different cultures. Like grammar of Saraiki is different, grammar of Hawaiian languages that are different in the same way. Grammar of Chinese, that is different. So if you look at different languages, you will find that we cannot impose an Anglo-centric view on the world. That is not how linguistics or syntax or grammar should be studied. So syntax is not grammatical errors. Usually in Pakistan, we have problem in he doesn't like or he don't like, or with the second form of the verb with did we use second, like he did not go. Usually people make mistakes. He did not went. So similarly, article, we don't use article in Oriental languages. So we need to understand it deeply, and we should not confine it to grammatical errors alone. So syntax is not grammatical errors. Similarly, syntax is not just word order. Then people think that it is just word order. No, it is not just word order, because word order will limit it to just linearization or linear one level. Well, it has word order is important, no doubt. It is one of the defining features of languages. Most of the languages they follow SVO or SOV order. Most of the languages that have been studied, because all languages have not been studied. So that's why if you look at this, word order is important, but that's not the only thing. Syntax concerns hierarchical structures, phrase organization, dependency relations, agreement, movement, case agreement. So it is not just word order alone. That is not. Similarly, it's not just a string of words. It has main clause, relative clauses, and a hierarchical structure where who studied modifies students. If we have a sentence, for example, the students who studied passed. So who studied in this sentence modifies the students. So syntax studies these invisible structures. Syntax is not meaning alone, semantics alone. Semantics is part of it. Syntax and semantics, they interact, but they are distinct. They are two different fields which help us in understanding sentences. One famous example that Chomsky gave in 1947 was colorless green ideas sleep furiously. So grammatically, it's a well-formed sentence. Syntactically, it's correct, but semantically, it is odd. The syntax concerns structure, not plausibility. So what is the study of syntax about? Well, sentence structure, how words combine into phrases and clauses, grammatical relationships, subject, object, complement, modifier. Similarly, structural dependencies like the boy is happy, the boys are happy, the verb agrees with the subject, not the nearest noun. Universality and variation. Why do all human languages they share structural properties? How do they differ systematically? So the mental grammar. Mental grammar is where syntax investigates how children acquire sentence structure when they are born and they grow up in their early years. How do they acquire sentence structure? Similarly, what rules are mentally represented and what constraints limit possible grammars? And we should, whenever we're teaching linguistics, we should use English examples and we should use examples from Urdu, Saraiki, Punjabi, Potawari, or like other languages as well. So that is how we can make it rich, we can contribute to already existing knowledge. Because if we rely on English, that will be just replication or repetition. No new knowledge will be added because there is over 7,000 languages, 7,097, I think, according to Ethnologue. So those languages do have structures, and some of them are very interesting. For example, some languages they have one word in which subject, object, and verb they are together, like Nita Kupenda or Nita Kufindisha, Swahili language, where the whole sentence "I will teach you" is one word. Similarly, some languages they are different. The way they say things, like masculine, feminine. One thing may be masculine in one language, in another language it may be feminine. In the same way, if you say I'm thirsty or I'm hungry, Gaelic language over there, if you look at the sentence, it will state that be thirst on me or be hunger on me. So you will find that these things they will, and if we use only English, it will remain limited. If we add other languages, then it will make linguistics rich because it will add more content to it. And linguistic scholars they will develop understanding with the languages of that are spoken in the rest of the world, and it will also give importance to other languages by including them. Otherwise, right now those languages they are excluded from mainstream linguistics discourse or discussion. So when we look at a sentence, we say that whether it's grammatical or it's ungrammatical or it's marginal or it is semantically odd. She likes coffee or likes she coffee. If you look at these sentences, you can easily see that she likes coffee is the right sentence. So another thing that you'll have to keep in mind while teaching or learning linguistics, that is linguistics is about human language, not English language. English language is definitely important, it's source of knowledge. I'm talking to you through this language. So without any prejudice, without any bias, we should know that, realize that English is only one language among 7,000 languages. So why rely on only one language? Because if you rely on English only, what is the problem? The problem will be theory will be biased. Similarly, the universals will be false because English morphology, English syntax, that is different from other languages. Let me give an example from Saraiki language. If you look at English, according to Noam Chomsky, English does not have future form of the verb. English has present, past, and past participle. English does not have future form. So what English does, English speakers, they add modalities. And that is how they get the future forms of the verb. But Saraiki language, Potawari language, and I think Hindko language, if anybody who knows Hindko is listening to me, they can confirm. The Saraiki language does not behave like English in this sense. Saraiki language has its own future form of the verb within the same verb, unlike English. Urdu and Punjabi, they are similar to English in terms of future form of the verb. They add ga, like main khana khaunga, I will eat. But main khawanga, Punjabi also behaves in a similar fashion. But Saraiki language uses word, the same verb, it relies on the same verb and it changes, like मैंने खाना खाया, मैं खाना खादा, मैं खाना खा रहा हूँ, मैं रोटी खांदा पिया. and मैं रोटी खाऊंगा, I will eat food. It says मैं रोटी खाता. So same verb. You don't need to add modalities in it. Similarly, if you look at different languages from Australia or Japan to Native American languages, you will find a variety. Some languages have a lot of words for snow because they live in the Arctic, Antarctic, and in Canada and Inuit people. But in our areas, we don't have a lot of words because we don't need them. Similarly, in Saudi Arabia, in Somalia, in African countries, they rely on camels, so they use a lot of words about camels. I think Arabic language has around 100 words about camels, but we don't have too many words. And in the same way, you will find that some of the languages, their vocabulary, or like usually we keep these two things separate, words and sentences. But there are some languages where this distinction is over. And another interesting thing is formalism and functionalism. There is a book by Margaret Thomas, Functionalism and Formalism and Functionalism. In that book, on page number 10 onward, if you study that book, you will find that she mentions Piraha language. Basically, she uses the research of Daniel Everett. In that book, Formalism and Functionalism, she has compared the work of two researchers. One is Daniel Everett, and the other one is Andre Moreau. So she quotes Daniel Everett, and Daniel Everett has also done a lot of lectures on YouTube as well. His recordings of his lectures are available on YouTube. You can watch his books are available, and so you can see that she says that Piraha language does not have aspects as we have. Like we have tenses, three tenses: present, past, future, or past, present, and future. And then we have aspects of tenses like continuous tense or perfect continuous tense, while Piraha language does not have these aspects. So you will find similarly Aymara language, we have singular, plural. Aymara language has singular, double, triple, and then they have plural. So you will find that there is more in the world than in your philosophy or Horatio, as Shakespeare says. So we should not be confined to English only. English is rich. English is good. English has helped us a lot, like helped so many people, and we appreciate and we love English. But at the same time, our own languages, we should not be consumers of knowledge. Knowledge when we're studying linguistics, we should be contributors to it. Why? Because especially I'm talking about syntax and morphology, because in Pakistani languages, there are, according to Ethnologue, we have around 70 languages, but their syntax and morphology that has not been studied. So we should work on that and we should contribute to it. Different word orders, different case systems, similarly, agreements and other features, they can be studied in English, Urdu, Saraiki, Punjabi. So you will find a lot of, and this way we can test universals, language universals, they can be tested. Cross-linguistic generalizations, typological patterns, similarly, constraints shared by all languages. So we should take English examples and we should analyze them line by line, word by word, and we can compare them with English. In this way, we'll be learning English, linguistics, and we will also be contributing to the existing knowledge by adding the structures, morphology, syntax of our own languages. So that is the main focus, or that was the main point that I wanted to share with you, that syntax is not just grammatical errors, it is not just word order, it is not just meaning. Semantics is a separate domain. So when we are studying linguistics, especially grammar and syntax, we should add examples from our mother tongue, from regional languages, so that linguistics the field of linguistics or domain that gets richer and richer. That was my main point. And one more component, that is biological basis of language. Students can also explore it, as Edward Gibson at MIT. Edward Gibson, this is his field. Similarly, other professors and researchers, they have also worked on it in psycholinguistics. Edward Gibson at MIT, and then Dr. Federici at Max Planck Institution. You can check. Similarly, Cambridge University also have brain and cognition unit, that is where they are. And similarly, University of Reading, and I have heard that there are some other universities as well, and they are working on it. So Edward Gibson, that is the right person. You can see what is his work about syntax, especially, and there are other professors as well. Of course, I don't know everybody, and but Edward Gibson, I find him easily understandable. And I think students can watch him. Similarly, I would like to say that you should not rely on only one professor or one teacher. You should see online available courses like MIT Open Course, where they have given a lot of courses on linguistics and other subjects as well, syntax and grammar. So I have compiled some of them on my Medium blog, so you can go there and check grammar online. You will syntax and grammar online, or grammar and syntax online. You will find those courses. So just go and check the readings, check the YouTube lectures, watch them. And so don't rely on one sources, rely on different sources. And last thing is, when you're studying syntax and grammar, everybody is using AI. So you can use AI. I'm not against AI. You can use it, but remember that artificial intelligence or large language models, they also reflect the same bias that we see in books or academia or discourse. They rely heavily on English or only major languages because they are fed on data, or they search the online sources. So most of the things that they find, they are written in English or about English. That is why if you are using AI models or large language models or other such digital tools, remember that they are not trained on your languages. Like Saraiki grammar, they don't know. Or regional grammars, they have no idea about it. So that's why you can use them. Of course you should, but you should have the idea first, discuss the idea with it. Then if you are working with it, then you should double check, verify it, and make sure that the idea is your own idea. Internalize that idea. That is how you can study grammar properly. So syntax is studies structural organization of sentences. It is descriptive and explanatory, not prescriptive. It relies on linguistic data, uh, and it should be cross-linguistic. And all human languages, they have syntactic organization, and syntax enables infinite expression through recursive structure. And studying only English, it gives a distorted view of human grammar. So that is why don't limit yourself. Think about it as, is syntax purely cognitive, or does it emerge from communicative needs? Because Thomas Salo, he says it is usage based. Chomsky says no, it's innate. There is a device, or there's a mechanism, or we are innate, it's biological, or we are pre-wired for it. Similarly, think about it. Are there languages without syntax? Is it possible? Or the way we study it, English syntax and other languages, like, are there any languages whose syntax is completely different? Similarly, how a child learns language and he develops grammatical structures, which are very complex, especially when we are grown up people and we're learning another language, we find it quite difficult. And what would languages look like without these universal principles? For example, there is a movie, the Arrival movie. You can watch that movie. A Harvard professor is invited to understand aliens who have landed, and people are unable to understand their language. So finally, how they decode the language? Their language is not linear like our language, past, present, future. The language is in circle, so they can see the future and the past at the same time. And that is how she decodes that language. So on the weekend, you can watch that movie. And this was my first advice when you're studying grammar and syntax. These were some of the things that you should keep in mind, and try to study it neutrally, have diverse sources, use all the tools that are available, but agency should be your own. You are responsible for your actions, and you should be in charge. You should take control of things, books, online sources, lectures, everything. So groom yourself, prepare yourself for your future. Syntax and grammar, they have a lot of scope, and I personally, I love this domain, and I invite you to study it. So let's try to understand it together. Welcome to Grammar and Syntax.